Hey there, Internet. Johnny B here, back with another episode of Games in Life that hopefully won't get taken down off YouTube because, as you might be able to tell, this is a game called AM2R, another Metroid 2 remake that was a fan game made by a fan, obviously, and as the title suggests, it is a remake of Metroid 2. Well, Nintendo let the whole thing get developed over the course of about 10 years, which I followed, and then the day after it was released, they sent a cease and desist order. So, anyway, the game you can't get anymore, except it's the internet, so once something's there, it's always there, but it's not officially available anymore. And I fortunately downloaded it the minute it came out, because I had notifications set up to get it. And I'm really excited, because Metroid 2 is the only Metroid game that I've never played. I mean, I've played it. I've never beaten it. I love Metroid. I've heard that this really isn't a decent remake of Metroid 2 stylistically, but it does, in fact, like one-to-one with some additions, recreate the whole game. Some small changes and things that apparently affect the way the game really feels. Much more Super Metroid or Zero Mission-y than Metroid 2. Just because of the added features and whatnot, and some people who like really loved Metroid 2 were upset because it changed the atmosphere of the game, made it much less tense and haunting. But all in all, I'd say it's a decent upgrade because I'm no longer playing on the like 1x1 inch screen of a Game Boy in 4-shade black and white, but instead I'm playing in whatever resolution this is. So hopefully you were able to read that backstory as I was talking over top the entire time. I feel like there should be sound, but there's not. Well, we will find out when this lands if there's sound. Hopefully there will be. Otherwise, we're going to have a fun game to play called Where's That Sound? Oh, yeah, there it is. Okay, I found the sound. Okay, so the whole backstory of this game is, why is my, there we go. Come on. Wow, why is it running so slowly? Hold on, pause. That's, menu, settings, options, display options. What if we turn off VSync? Sure, we'll try that. That's a little better. Still seems really sluggish. Well, golly, it shouldn't be that hard to record this game. Anyway, the premise is this takes place after Super Metroid, if I'm not, no, before Super Metroid, after Metroid 1 and the Prime trilogy in those games. They've decided that Metroids are too big of a threat, and so Samus has been sent to SR388, that's the Metroid homeworld if you're unaware, to blow them all up. Just straight up murder them, which is really depressing. But yeah. So, yep, we're playing. I don't know if any of you have ever played a Metroid game. I would really hope that you had. I did not want to transform into the Morph Ball there. Come on, go down. I also didn't want to do that there. But basically the premise is Samus Aran, also known as that one character from from Super Smash Brothers that everyone thinks is a dude, even though she's a chick. And I'm a space bounty hunter. And I'm super awesome, and I can basically kill anything really easily because my arm is a gun. Not my actual arm. I'm wearing a power suit. A suit of armor made by the Chozo race of bird-like people who raised me after my parents were killed by the evil space pirate Commander Ridley. It's a confusing backstory. I think there are a lot of people in this world who wish that Nintendo would stop trying to put stories in their games. Like Zelda and Metroid and Mario and all those things. I always enjoy them, though. I mean, I love stories, no matter how kind of ridiculous they are. And I don't think that there's any exception. I don't think there's any time that Nintendo's really totally botched it. People would argue with me and say that Metroid Other M really totally botched it. It definitely had some flaws, but it was also a fantastic game, and kind of standing on its own, not really considered part of the Metroid franchise, it was fantastic. And even as part of the Metroid franchise, the Mantroid Fetroids, that's what I almost said there. As part of the Metroid franchise, it's also really fantastic. So I've never really understood why people have that much of a problem with it. I'm wondering if this is just the speed of the game, and if it's not actually running slowly. I believe there's a hole there. There is. Okay. So right now I'm just kind of trying to figure out what's going on. Blah 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 blah. Oh, up in the top right corner you'll see there's a map. That's one addition that people really didn't like because Metroid 2 had no sort of map system. And there's a Metroid counter, which is telling me that there are 55 Metroids left alive in this world. In the original game, I'm pretty sure there were 99. I'm not sure why there are fewer, so that's mildly disappointing. But basically, I'm just going to travel down through the worlds of the planet and blow them up. Huzzah! Oh look, water. Hopefully I get the gravity suit eventually. I don't have a charge beam even? Wow, that's frustrating. Okay, so I think I'm about to do my first Metroid fight right here. Also, I'm discovering the games that I enjoy, like, a lot are much easier to talk while playing. Like, last week playing FTL was way more fun than I've had in a long time playing Portal Stories Mel, because that game... Oh, what? It's supposed to be 5 missiles to open a missile door. Again, small changes that aren't really significant, but still it's kind of like, why is that different? Why did that need to be different? I don't know. Run, jump. Okay. Boom, ba-doom, 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 boom, 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 ba-doom, boom, 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 ba-doom, boom. Lava, jump over there, jump over there. Oh yeah, check out my platforming skills. This could basically be considered a guide, I'm pretty sure. I mean, I am planning on playing through the whole game. Oh, get up there. There we go. Not planning on doing any sort of speed run or all item collection run, obviously. Dun dun dun. What is it? It's a weird yellow bubble, and it's gonna pop on the floor. Oh no, it's a weird green bubble. It's a Metroid, in case you're wondering. That's the other cool thing about this game. Oh, that's right, missiles. Oh, come on, I totally hit him. Stupid iframes. But this game is the only time outside of at the very end of Metroid Oh, I'm still shooting missiles. It's the only game outside of Metroid Fusion where you see the Metroid evolution cycle. In every other game, all you see are like the youngest stage of Metroid. Oh no, the world is shaking after I killed a Metroid. What does it mean? I don't know. Actually, I do know. It means that the lava is draining. One part of this game I've never really understood, that it's like 100% video game logic. I don't know, maybe it's explained later, but to this point, I've never heard it explained, is that there are these earthquakes. Also, yeah, the guy added a whole logbook, which I think is cool. Kind of extraneous and unnecessary, which is redundant, but still cool. But I don't remember what I was saying. Oh yeah, is when you kill Metroids, the lava just like goes lower. It doesn't really make any sense, but I also don't really care because I think it's fun. Game save. Oh, that's another thing, is save stations in Metroid games never used to replenish your health and missiles. They were just save stations. There were separate health and missile stations. Yeah, he changed that too. Which, that's one thing that I kind of wish he had left the old way, because, oh no, the evil Froggy. No, go away, Froggy. It made it a lot more tense, because sure, you could get to a save station and be able to start up from there, but you were still golly, the water is so slow. But that was still no guarantee that you were going to be okay, because you could still mess it up like a bunch of times. But in general, as we know, video games have gotten easier. Although I'm cautiously optimistic that Zelda Breath of the Wild, March 3rd, so super ridiculously pumped, got the special edition pre-ordered. Oh, I think there's a thing over there. Hold on. You see that block on the far left side that looks kind of separate from the other blocks? This one right here. Oh, never mind. Unless, hold on. Nope, still not a thing. Whatever. What was I saying? Oh, I'm hoping Zelda Breath of the Wild might be a touch more difficult than some past Zelda games have been, because as much as I like Zelda, I've been replaying through Twilight Princess because I got Twilight Princess HD because I wanted the amiibo to use with Breath of the Wild. Yes, I did spend $60 on a game just to get the amiibo. Turns out the amiibo is going to release separately anyway. Kind of disappointed, but whatever, it doesn't matter. It's really easy. Like, maybe that's because I've played it through a few times, so I'm not having to like think about what to do. I'm just walking through it. But it is unbelievably easy, like almost mindless at times, which is annoying. Because like you're supposed to feel like you're saving the world, and instead you feel like it's just cheap. And because Zelda has always been very RPG light, not really heavy RPG elements, you can't say it's because you've like leveled up and trained a bunch and gotten better. That at least, like the end of a Final Fantasy game or whatever, well, not really the end, but like the post game, or of Kingdom Hearts, you always feel ridiculously overpowered, but that's because you fought for it and you've grinded. I don't really know how you're supposed to say that in past tense. You've gained a ton of levels and all of a sudden you're ridiculously powerful. Same thing with like the end of a Fire Emblem game. But a Zelda game up to this point has never had any real stat development. It's all been about acquiring items and whatnot. Get off of me, you stupid pink fish anemone thing. So when you got to the end and it was really, really easy, it wasn't because you were better. It was just because it was easy. I mean, you may be better at playing the game, but that doesn't really count in my mind. How did I get on this subject? Oh, difficulty of video games, changing the save stations in this game. Anyway, I'm pretty sure there's a Metroid coming up, by the way. Oh, not in this room. It's in a later room. It might be this room. Pretty sure it's this room. What was I saying? I was saying that, oh, 4 Metroids detected in the area. Cool. But I think because Breath of the Wild has more of those RPG elements in it, wherein you can pretty much go anywhere in the world, and it's just based on your equipment and the number of hearts you have and those sorts of things, how difficult it is. I feel like it's actually going to be challenging. Like, I've watched people play it, and it's always hard to tell when Nintendo official employees are playing their games, whether they're just making them seem harder, which I often feel like is the case, because I've then played games and thought this is nowhere near as difficult as they were seeming to make it. But still, I think there's some really interesting potential, and I'm pretty stoked about it. I want the Metroid, not the Metroid bombs, the Morph Ball bombs. I think they're down here. There's something down here. I don't remember what it is. Oh, well, there's a save station. Also, in case you're wondering, yes, I have played the first, like, 20 minutes of this game. You probably noticed my save station, not my save station, my save file on the main menu before we started here. Oh, well, there's going to be a Metroid somewhere. I need the Morph Ball bombs. Yep. Okay, well, we'll go back out here. And we'll go exploring. I don't know why I just sang the Superman theme song. There's a weird spiky ball, and I'm gonna kill it, just like the Metroids. Did you like my song? I'm thinking they should rewrite the Metroid theme song, which is currently very, like, almost Doctor Who-esque now that I think about it. A lot of, like, woo-ing sounds. But yeah, so I think I had wrapped up all the threads of conversation that I was in the middle of. This is a problem that I have where I talk about 18 different things at the same time, and then I finish some of them up, but I'm never quite sure if I finished all of them up. Kill those things, jump over here. There's a Metroid coming up somewhere. I just don't, I think it's in fact after this room. See, this room, this is like a classic example of why not having save stations heal you worked, is that there are a bunch of rooms like that where the enemies spawn basically endlessly, and they're fairly easy to kill enemies. And so you can, as long as you want to, you can stand there and fill up all your missiles and your health and all that sort of thing just by killing enemies and getting the power-ups. In this new system, it makes that room design completely irrelevant, because all of a sudden you don't need to grind for health pickups. You can just get healed right here. So definitely kind of, Nintendo is so good at making video games. Whatever you feel about their like console design decisions and all of those sorts of things, they really are really good at just making video games, which I suppose is part of why a lot of people think they should just go third party and start making games for Xbox and PlayStation. Don't listen to those people, Nintendo. You have so many great original ideas, and we don't need 3 companies doing the exact same thing. 3 companies. I don't know why I left that singular. Doesn't matter. Anyway, they're really good at designing video games, and so there are all those sorts of small touches, like creating these rooms. Come on, Morph Ball. There we go. Creating these rooms that will allow you to heal yourself, and thus you don't need the save station, which allows for more tense moments in the games, because you don't know when you're going to find one of those rooms, whereas you can almost always find a save station. It also defeats the idea of saving, because saving should be, I might not make it any farther than here. I might not make it past here. And if the save also simultaneously heals you, it greatly increases the odds of you not needing the save station. It's a self-defeating game system. Whereas in this, it's completely, they work in perfect tandem, and that's awesome. Also, yeah, that's about all I had to say about that. I kind of like the fact that this has been a very, like, actual game theory, not like the game theorists, but focused on the idea of designing games and their structure. That's kind of what I've always wanted to talk about in games in life. I just never have. What is that thing? It looks like there's like a, what is it? What did I do? Oh, an energy tank. Well, that's very exciting. That's very, very exciting. Was not expecting that at all. So yeah, I think that there are a lot of things about Nintendo that people don't get, and because they're different, they assume that they're wrong. Like, oh, look at all these other companies that sell millions of consoles and do things this way. Why don't you do things this way? Well, because Nintendo has never claimed to be the same as those other companies. It's not the way they do business. And I really like the way they do business, as I've talked about in numerous videos where I praise Nintendo and that sort of thing. Get up in there, thank you. Another missile upgrade. Another missile upgrade down here, too. Wow, wow, wow. Okay. and kill him. So like here is a classic example. That block right there, I'm 90% sure is a tunnel, which it is. Oh, there's also this place. Oh, this one drives me crazy. You gotta wait here. Although, it's not as difficult as I thought it was. Come on, come back. Restore, you stupid block. There we go. So you put a morph ball, you go up here, you wait. Blah, blah, blah. Wait for the block to restore. And then, after about 18 years, it comes back, and then you go up here. And then you go up there. Blah, 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 blah. At least you have the sweet soundtrack to groove to. Which, by the way, if you're like intrigued by this game, but can't find it legally, because it's not available legally anymore, like I said, you can always get it illegally by like torrenting and things. Oh look, there's the spider ball. So that's where I'm headed soon-ish. You can always get it illegally, but if you want to get something legally just to kind of experience part of the game, you can download the soundtrack on the official website. Well, it's not really an official website. It's am2r.blogspot.com. It was the dev journal where Dr. M64, that's his like screen name, not the dude's actual name, obviously. Well, I suppose in this day and age, there's nothing obvious about what is and isn't a name. I might get some hate for that comment, but I stand by it. He like had a whole dev journal where he tracked the development of the game over however many years it was. Like I said, it was a long time. Okay, I can't go there. What is this thing? Looks odd. I don't remember seeing that before. It looks kind of like a Chozo jukebox, but I'm pretty sure that's not a feature in this game. Side note, I've never understood why games put like sound tests, as they're often called, in the games. Like places you can just go in a menu and listen to all of the sound effects and music in the game. It's always struck me as very odd. As much as I love video game soundtracks, I own a ton of them, and I listen to them just as much, if not more, than a lot of my other... Hey, there's a charge beam. Huzzah. Can I go down here anywhere? I listen to them more than a lot of my music. Like, you should check my Google Play. There's a lot of video game soundtracks on there. But why would you ever do it in the game? You can always... It's such an inefficient manner. Okay, quit pecking me with your stupid robot beak. Die. Yep, thank you. And then die. And then do that. And then go up here. Oh, he should have been deaded. That's dumb. Okay, this has got to be something charge beam related, right? So, like, what if I do this? That looks important, but nope, doesn't seem to do anything. Well, can I go this way now? Or is this still somewhere different? Nope, still somewhere I cannot go. So we'll come back here. Just keep that in mind. I'm probably going to totally forget about it. Side note, that's not really a side note, but in fact one of the things I wanted to talk about while playing this. I love what are called Metroidvania style games, wherein you acquire a specific set of tools, and then you go and save your daughter from some like Eastern European slavers. Just kidding, that's taken. I just said a particular set of tools, which is like a particular set of skills, and it made me think of the movie. Fun fact, the girl who played the daughter in that movie went to my high school. Didn't graduate from there, but did go to my high school. I was not. She was older than me. I did not go to high school with her at the same time, but I did go to high school with her. So that's like a fun development. How did I get on this? Anyway, Metroidvania style games is what I was supposed to be talking about. As you go throughout the game, you find all kinds of areas you can't get to, but then as you build up a set of tools and skills that you learn throughout the course of the game, you can then backtrack and find those other areas and then go through them and find new side items, sometimes full items, like not just health upgrades or missile upgrades, but full-on items like the spider ball or the jump ball or those sorts of things can be hidden in these extra areas that you have to backtrack to. And I've always thought that was awesome, that there could be things hidden in the world that you have to figure out how to get to. It's kind of what Zelda used to be, like in A Link to the Past. There are key items hidden outside of dungeons. There we go. Wow, the spider ball is so slow. I just got a thing that lets my morph ball climb walls, which you might be thinking seems super OP. It kind of is, because it makes the game very much not about platforming anymore. Instead, it's just about patience, because as you just saw, it's just about as slow as trying to drink a jar of molasses. Which I may or may not be tempted to do at some point in my life, because I do really like molasses, which you're probably thinking is pretty weird. But yeah, so from here on out, a lot of this game is just going to be me trying to find things along the ceiling, which there are some things, power-ups and such. Oh, or a door. I totally didn't remember that was there. But anyway, like I was saying, Zelda used to be this way. Metroid is that way, as you can tell by the style of the name of the game style, Metroidvania. It's named after... Oh, there's a Metroid, speak of the devil. Yeah, die. In case you're wondering, they're not all this straightforward. The later Metroid evolutions are very, very difficult. They grow like claws and all sorts of nasty things. Anyway, I've always loved the fact that... Oh, come on. I totally got that. There we go. I've always loved the fact that it's just kind of up to the player in these sorts of games, Metroidvania style games. That's what I'm trying to say. And if you haven't played any of them, Metroid or Castlevania, especially the Super Nintendo Castlevanias, but any of the Metroids really, I started with Metroid Prime because we had it for GameCube. Wow, the game just slowed down a ton. Holy cow. And I loved the Metroid Prime games, so then I went on to play all the rest of the Metroid games. People will tell you various ways that you should or shouldn't do it. But they're all really good. I mean, there's not a bad Metroid game. There are worse Metroid games. There are less Metroid-y Metroid games. People would argue that the Prime games are among the least Metroid-y of them. But in the same way that Ocarina of Time was a kind of miraculous transition of Zelda into 3D, Metroid Prime is a pretty miraculous transition of Metroid into 3D. I mean, there are all kinds of exploration mechanics that don't seem like they should work at all in a 3D game, but Nintendo pulled it off, again confirming my suspicion that they are one of the best game designer companies ever, if not the best. There's not really a first-party Nintendo game other than all the like extraneous Mario games. There are too many Mario games. I'm just going to come out and say it. There should be fewer Mario games and more Metroid games, really, because Nintendo hasn't released one since Metroid Other M, which is possibly because people hated it so much. But that shouldn't turn them off of releasing more games, because Nintendo keeps releasing Mario Party games, and people really hate those. I mean, critics have hated 9 and 10. I suppose that doesn't necessarily mean that they didn't sell well, which is an unfortunate fact of life, is that there are people who will still buy really bad video games and love them. But it's also like movies. I mean, I guess I wouldn't want to live in a world where people couldn't choose the things they love, where they had limited options, so I'm glad, I suppose, that there are all kinds of options that are, as I would say, less than par. Less than subpar even. But at the same time, I wish that the ease of making bad things that people will buy wouldn't deter people from making good things that people would also buy. It's just tough, because on the one hand, you can spend a bunch of money making like really artistically excellent things, and then only a few people will buy them. Or you can spend no money making pretty rubbish things, and a ton of people will buy them. And when you're a company, the profit margins kind of drive that you do the... I don't remember what order you said them. You make cheap things that a bunch of people will buy. That's the way business works. When you can get away with it, you cut corners and etc. And I'm sure that that's not what everybody at Nintendo is thinking. I mean, like, as far as I know, Shigeru Miyamoto's just like, let me make awesome games. But at some point, one of the higher-ups has to say, sorry, Miyamoto-san, you can't do that because we don't have any more money. Of course, they do have tons of money because they are historically like the most profitable company in the video game industry. So all these people who are saying that Nintendo's out of money because the Wii U was terrible, they have so much capital built up. It's ridiculous. Sure, they've been posting losses, but Sony and PlayStation and Xbox are kind of money pits. Anyway, rant over. I wish that there were a little more artistic integrity in this world, on all accounts, but there's not, and so you just kind of have to be on the lookout for games that do have that sort of artistic integrity, which is why I would say 8 times out of 10 I will play an indie game instead of like a AAA title. Because indie developers are kind of left to do what they want to do because it's their money that's footing the bill. And unfortunately, I know that a lot of indie games have kind of driven their creators into the pit of both despair and bankruptcy, which is really, really sad because there are some fantastic indie games that just haven't gotten the reception they deserve. Or where their creators have been absolutely lambasted. I won't say any names, but Philfish and Fez. Philfish is the creator of Fez. Fantastic game. Weird guy, said some things that offended some people, and then rage quit the internet, which is disappointing because he was working on Fez 2, and now he said he will never make a video game again. The man was a genius. I mean, really, Fez is, without a doubt, one of my favorite games I've ever played. Jump over here. Oh, come on. Go up higher. Go up higher. There we go. Let me murder you. Oh, come on. Come on. See, this is the point where I just kind of say, I'm going to deal with it and take a bunch of damage. Oh, what? I thought it was 5 missiles. There we go. Maybe that was only 4 missiles I had hit him with. Give me the beautiful, beautiful health. Really? That's not very much health. That's mean. Anyway, alrighty, I think I have one more Metroid in this area, but I have no idea how long I've been playing. I've been playing for half an hour, which means I should probably end this. Oh my word. Well, we'll pick up right here next week, or wherever the most recent save station is. We'll run there. Oh, those are thorns. Let's run. Why am I holding this charge shot? It's just getting annoying. How far back was the save station? I thought it was like right. Oh, it was before this room, wasn't it? Well, we will really quick just do a jaunt over here, and we'll blow up that, and we'll go here, and we'll jump up here. Anyway, as I was saying, next week we'll pick up right here at this save station, and we will kill some more Metroids. We've killed 3 out of 55. Isn't that exciting? Do 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 do. That's the Metroid healing song. Deuces.